Hola mi gente bella y bienvenidos a mi canal. My name is Sandra if this is your first time here, and welcome to my channel. In this channel, you'll be learning and I'll be speaking about everything high-end or luxury candle making business tips. So in today's video, we'll be discussing how to price your candles or any products that you'll be utilizing or selling inside of your store. The easiest way to know how to price your candles and other products in your business is to list all your business items or the items that you'll be selling for that particular product, the ingredients you'll be using for that product, the packaging supplies that you'll be using for that product, and anything that will go into this product before you sell it. And I've created a 5-step template, or rather thought process strategy that I run through before purchasing and during the purchasing of a new product for my business. So let's dive into the steps, and then I'll break down the steps into how I use them in my business. So let's jump into step numero uno. Know the product you're trying to sell, and does it solve a problem for your customers, or how can they improve their life if they purchase your product? Step number 2, research the product and keep it on brand with your business, such as the same colors, fonts, and try to keep the shape and similar style from the products you already have in your business. Step numero 3, research the industry price point, meaning other people in your industry or similar businesses that are selling the same product, to see how to price your items so that you won't price your items too high nor too low. Step number 4, research the perceived value of the item and how much people are willing to pay for it. If the item is in high demand, then pricing it at an affordable price may increase high and consistent sales, as opposed to selling it at a higher rate and risk not getting sales because you're overpricing an item that Sally, the candle maker next door, is selling at a reasonable price. So then we move on to step numero 5. Is it worth it to make? Does the cost of making the product outweigh the profit? Will I make a profit if I incorporate this item into my business? Is the profit margin at least double what the raw material cost, or is the profit margin will pay for at least one batch of raw materials? So those are the 5 questions, 5 steps with a little breakdown of each one before I even purchase or during the purchasing process of my actual product that I want to introduce into my business. So in this example, I'll be using the product that I was going to add to my business, but probably will hold off on it until later, and you'll see why. Since this product was the most recent and I had the data for it already, we're going to be discussing this product instead of actually putting a candle. And you could also incorporate this strategy that I have already laid out for other products and candles in your business. And you could still keep it on brand and on theme with your business. The same 5-step concept will relate to any product that you're trying to introduce into your candle making business. So the product we're going to be evaluating or discussing are hand sanitizers. I'll be using the steps that I already listed so that we could go and you could guys see my thought process and see if it's beneficial or not to add hand sanitizers to my business, or you could, try it out yourself. Feel free to use this if you want to use it yourself. So we'll be moving on to step numero uno, and that is obviously know the product you're trying to sell. And obviously, I'm trying to take advantage of what's going on right now in the world. This is why I chose the hand sanitizer. And also, I don't want to really say the P word or the C word. So the reason why I wanted to keep it on brand, aside from trying to take advantage of what's going on right now, is because I also wanted my customers to be on my website longer. I also want them to find everything that they need on my site related to self-care, pampering, aromatherapy, and an at-home spa treatment. And number 2, I also want them to have a positive experience and think about my business when they think of self-care and aromatherapy. So a hand sanitizer definitely checks off my first step. Now, what problem does a hand sanitizer solve? Well, this is, obvious. It keeps your hands fairly clean if hand washing is not possible, and it is 99% effective at killing germs that can cause you to get sick. So marketing for this product will be easy since you can make a video of you making the product and using the product. You can also take pictures of you making it or using it. And if you make it travel size, then that's an added bonus because this item is a must for an on-the-go sanitizer. So then we'll move on to step number 2. And since we already know that the concept of selling hand sanitizers is a good product to sell, so now let's research the product. Sales for hand sanitizers jumped a whopping 600% in 2020, and we already know why, but it jumped, and this is a very, very, very good thing for people who are trying to incorporate hand sanitizers into their business, which means that this item is not a commodity but a must-have, and this only means that people are practicing good hygiene habits, and this will likely remain for a very long time. So hop on the bandwagon of hand sanitizers because obviously it is doing very well in the market. Along with hand sanitizers, you could also add multi-purpose cleaners, disinfecting sprays, and hand soap. And these are all have been on the rise since, the thing that's going on in the world right now. Hand sanitizers are the best next thing aside from washing your hands, and although doctors will prefer hand washing over hand sanitizing, they can't deny that hand sanitizing is more readily accessible. Now, how to keep it on brand? This all depends on your business model and your aesthetics. So for me, it has to be a luxury item and it has to be luxury themed, and it also must be the colors that are in my business, which is white, gold, and black. But because I want my bottles to look a certain way and I want them to look cohesive with the bottles that I already have in my business, I could either make my bottles white or a clear translucent bottle, and instead of making it a gold bottle because that'll be too much, I'll leave it either white or gold, either white or clear, and then add an accent such as the sprayer could be in gold, the pump could be in gold, or the dispenser could be in gold. So the cap itself will be gold just to add a little touch of gold to the actual bottle, and gold for some odd reason makes everything look luxurious. So yeah, so we'll add that like that, and then the label could also have the white, the gold, and the black to keep everything on brand. I also must make sure that this new item matches the other items that I already have in my business, as I said earlier, so that everything keeps, my branding keeps the same concept. And also the colors too, because you want to have everything look cohesive in your business. Oh, and on that note, I must also think about either having glass, plastic, or pouches containers for my actual bottle, and what size I want to introduce to the bottles. Do I want to have it a large bottle, or do I want to have it a small bottle? And if I want to make it travel size, then I have to think about the small bottles, or I could introduce 2 sizes, a travel size, which is a smaller bottle, or a bigger size for at-home use. So my next thought process is, what do I need to make this item, the suppliers I will purchase them from, and how much is the price breakdown of each item? So this is where I make a list of the items, how much is the cost in bulk, and how much it is per item. So the items I'll need, I'll put them down, well, over here, so you guys can see as I explain to you guys. So I chose the bottle, a plastic bottle, because I want to double it up as a travel size item, and I also want it to be large enough for you to use up. I don't want it to be like too small and I don't want it to be too big, so a 4-ounce bottle is what I chose. And I didn't want it to be glass because who travels with a glass bottle in their pocketbook or in their purse or in their pocket? So that's why I chose a 4-ounce plastic bottle for the hand sanitizer, and I chose it from a company called SKS Bottles, and it was $585 per case, which came out to be $140.40, and per bottle it was 24 cents. The tops is I chose the sprayer and in gold, and I bought that. Well, I didn't buy it yet. I looked at it from Berlin Packaging, and that was 95 cents per top, and it was $285 for 300. So each one obviously is 95 cents. And I did not go with the top that SKS Bottles had because they didn't have the style that I wanted, and that's why I went with Berlin Packaging, and they had exactly what I was looking for. The scents, I will be getting it from the Wooden Wick Co., and the bottle is $69.95 for 16-ounce bottles. So that means for each individual bottles, 4-ounce bottles, it'll be $4.37 to make. Also from the Wooden Wick Co., the organic alcohol, which is 190% proof, and that is 1 gallon for $189.95, and per bottle it'll be $148. I also chose the following 3 items that I'll be purchasing from Amazon, which is, I can't really pronounce it, I believe is triphenyllamine, I think that's how you say it. Anyways, it's a pH balancer and stabilizer, and this is a 64-ounce bottle for $39.99 from Amazon for $249 per bottle. The magnetic stir, and this is an actual machine which stirs the actual making of your hand sanitizer, so you won't be stirring the entire process, and I like to make my job easier, so that's why I chose this item. And this is $32.80, and also a mixing bowl, because I didn't want to use the one that I already have, because I like to label everything for a particular task. So that's why I was going to purchase a new beaker for this new product, and this was for $13.49. But the magnetic stir and the Pyrex I did not include in the total tally for the bottles, because I would not be purchasing these 2 items every time I'm going to make my purchase, but I did put it in the tally for the final one because I will be purchasing everything together one time. Now the next ingredient will be the carbomer, and this is a thickening agent to make the actual hand sanitizer thicker than a little bit than an actual spray, so it could have some type of consistency, and that is $34.99. to make one bottle is $8.74. And tea tree oil from Bulk Apothecary, and this is a 16-ounce bottle for $39.83 and $2.89 to make per bottle. Also aloe vera, and also, you know, aloe vera is very good for keeping your hands moisturized, and that is $44.28, and this will be 11 cents to make per bottle. And then we have the glycerin to make your hands soft, and this is a 10-pound bottle for $16. So to make one will be 10 cents. So the total tally is $21.37. Again, this price does not include the stir or the beaker, because I don't have to buy that every single time. So this price also does not include the product boxes, the clear wrapping paper that goes on outside of the bottles, the tissue, the thank you card, the envelope, the labels, and any other shipping materials. So I estimated all of that to be $5. It could be more, but I left it at $5. So the total price to make one 4-ounce bottle of hand sanitizer is $26.37. So now step number 3. Let's research industries that consider themselves luxury and that sells luxury hand sanitizers and see how much those companies are selling them for. Now, the first company that I looked at was called Veer and Vander, and they have a 2-ounce hand sanitizer bottles for $10. Touchland 1.3 ounce for $12. Noshinku 67 ounces for $10. Palm 17 ounce bottle for $54. We also have from the Flamingo Estate a 2-ounce bottle for $20. We have a 16-ounce bottle from Pura Dior, and this is a 2-pack for $20. And the only reason why I added this one here is that because it is a luxury store, and I don't necessarily consider this item luxury because there's 2 of them, 2 16-ounce bottles, which is a total of what, 32 ounces for $20. So I thought that this was definitely not a luxury item, but it is in a luxury store. And then I saw Byredo, which it had a 1-ounce bottle for $35, and then Uptown Perfumery 1.3 ounce bottle for $25. There was more, but this list would have been too long, so I just left it with these few. What I noticed from all of them was that a lot of them use glass bottles and in a sprayer caps, and they didn't use a dispenser, meaning that they weren't selling gel hand sanitizers. They were selling the liquid ones that you just spray on your hands and just put it on and that's it. So that's why I went with also the liquid as opposed to the gel. I also noticed that most of them only used 70% alcohol, which is the minimum requirement for hand sanitizers, and the one that I wanted to use was 190 proof alcohol, which when you add other ingredients to the alcohol, it drops the alcohol percentage to, I don't know the exact percentage, but it's around 180 or 80% if you're using a 90% alcohol proof. So my alcohol level is way higher, and for me it's a lot better than the 70%. So if you know anything about chemistry, you know that when you add ingredients to any pure raw material, that item loses a bit of its naturalness or its pure form when adding other ingredients, even if those other ingredients are pure themselves. And this is true because you're changing the composition of the original item to something completely different. So now that we're done with that step, which is step number 3, we move on to step número 4. Research the perceived value and how much people are willing to pay for the item that you are trying to sell to them. And that's taking into consideration that this is a luxury item and a luxury market. Then we can safely say that people are willing to pay more for those hand sanitizers as opposed to the one you get from Walmart or the dollar store for $2 to $3. And I also noticed that the sizes for the bottles of those other companies were way smaller than the one that I was going to offer, and they priced it way higher, which means that people don't necessarily need it to be the size that I am offering. But if I still want to offer it at 4 ounces, it's not that bad, but I had to price it a little bit higher. It seems that the retail price, the retail size is between 0.67 to 2 ounces. So then if I want to go to the same size as everybody else, I'll have to go down 2 ounces. But I don't necessarily have to, but in order for me to compete with the other businesses, then I could put it at that size. But if I want to be outstanding and stand out, then I'll leave it at 4 ounces, and it'll be beneficial for me because I won't be exactly the same as the other companies. And I also noticed that the price points that I want to sell it for will depend on the profit that I want to make. So I noticed that the price point was, the highest price point was $54 for the 17-ounce bottle and $35 for the 1-ounce bottle, meaning that their products raw material is at least 2 to 3 times less than what they're selling it for, in order for them to make some sort of profit when they're selling it to the public. So if I want to make a profit, I'll have to sell my hand sanitizer for $52.74, which is at 100% markup, which is paying for the cost of making 1 bottle. So for every bottle that I sell, I'll be making the price of the raw materials back 1 time. But if I want to make twice as much for the 1 bottle and make a profit for 2 raw material bottles, then I'll have to put the markup at 200%, and then I'll have to sell the hand sanitizer for $79.11, which is a little excessive for a 4-ounce bottle in my opinion. However, the value of my product compared to the others are of better quality and is higher in quantity, meaning the 4-ounce bottle is way bigger than the little 1-ounce or the 2-ounce bottles that they were selling it for. But the real question is, will my market purchase a 4-ounce hand sanitizer bottle for $79.11? And the answer is yes, but no. If it were from a known established brand, then yes, they will totally purchase a 4-ounce bottles for $79.11. But because I am not that established brand, my market is not willing to pay that much for an item. Although the hand sanitizer is an indispensable item right now, it's an item that gets used up fairly quickly and must be reapplied in order for it to have a positive effect. If I was pricing a perfume for $79.11, now that's completely different, because a perfume, all you have to do is spray it, spray it a few spritz, and the scent will last all day. So you can't really put a price point that high for a 4-ounce bottle that you'll be using up consistently throughout the day. So I wouldn't price a 4-ounce bottle for $79.11 because that's way too much for me anyways, and for my market as well. So $52.74 seems like a good price point at this moment. Since it's worth to make, as we saw from steps 1 through 4, now we move on to step number 5. Is it worth it to make? For the amount of inventory that I have at this particular moment in my house for my business, for me, it is not worth it. I want to focus on the items that I currently have, and I need to market to sell before I introduce another item that will cost me $1,110.39 for the raw materials, and that's not even including the stirrer machine or the Pyrex beaker, and when I add those two up, that cost comes up to $1,156.68, and that's not even including shipping and taxes for those raw materials. So if I were to incorporate this new product in my business, I will definitely add it as a pre-sale item and see how the demand for that hand sanitizer performs before I even buy everything to make the actual hand sanitizer. If I don't want to go that route, I can do a poll or a survey to my previous customers through email marketing. I can also do a limited edition or put it in a self-care gift box. That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, that sounds like a very good idea actually. Or I can also give a sample out for free. Purchase one of those little sample size sprayers and put it in every order and get feedback that way. Or I could just add it to my product line and see how it goes and run Facebook ads to get leads. Or finally, just don't add it to my inventory. I'll do some more brainstorming and put down on paper to see which way works best when I do get ready to launch this new product, if I want to add it in the future. So let me know if this product, the hand sanitizer anyways, is a good idea to incorporate into my business in the comments down below. Would you try this product in your candle line? And let me know what you thought about my decision and my 5-step process. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps other candle makers find my video in the YouTube algorithm so that they can too enjoy and learn from the videos that I put out. And obviously we're all about sharing, because you know sharing is caring. Just as I'm sharing the information with you, it'll be helpful if you share my videos with others candle makers so that they will also get this information for free. So, hasta la próxima. Bye, mi gente bella.